Hey guys, welcome to Xbox On. So Benny, you recently got to play a whole bunch of Far Cry 5.
Yeah, and I absolutely fell in love with this character you come across called Cheeseburger, who's this badass tank of a bear who helps you out. But it got us thinking about other animals in video games that help you out.
So let's take a look at some of our favorites.
We'll kick off the list with our newest animal bestie, Far Cry 5's Cheeseburger the Bear. If we're ranking animals in order of chunkiest, Cheeseburger tops both this list and the scales. Look at this lump. This grizzly is so similar with the Great American Dish that in the world of Far Cry, he's even got his own range of Cheeseburger the Bear merchandise. I kind of want that plushie. You can team up with Cheeseburger and use left on the D-pad to order him to go and maul people, or even other animals for that matter, like this Wolverine here. Cheeseburger just doesn't care. He'll fling people with his super bear strength all day long. As long as he gets his cheeseburgers, he'll do whatever you ask. I think he thinks everyone is a cheeseburger actually, even though he's now banned from eating cheeseburgers. It's a sad world. This bear was originally the star attraction of the Fang Center Zoo, located north of the game's map, and folks all around Montana flocked to see him plod around his burger-shaped enclosure. He's kind of a celebrity, but after you rescue him, he definitely seems to like his new role as your attack bear more. There's just way more delicious cheeseburgers in it for him, and by cheeseburgers, I mean hairy extremists. Go get him, Cheeseburger. Go get him.
Now, if you want an animal which is going to have your back, scare off any potential bad guys, and be okay with riding in the uncomfortable seat that everyone hates in the back of the van, then look no further than your buddy Chop from GTA 5. Chop starts off as Franklin's friend Lamar's dog, but eventually ends up in your care, which is good for you because he's a reliable asset to have on your team. Take the mission you go on with your good buddy Lamar. Firstly, Chop makes a great backseat driver. Whether you're making incredible turns or not so incredible turns, he always seems pretty chilled out about the whole ordeal. Where he really shines through though is chasing down anyone who's done you wrong. With a strong scent and a louder bark, he's a pretty imposing force to have running after you. You can even take control of him, seeing everything from his point of view. See what he sees, smell what he smells. Yes, sometimes he gets distracted by the lure of love. Just look away and give him some privacy. When it comes to canine buddies that will fight your corner, but are also in need of about 500 hours of animal training, then you really can't get better than Chop.
Onto Assassin's Creed Origins now, and with one press of your D-pad, you can call on your graceful eagle Senu for a bird's eye view of ancient Egypt, and a people's eye view of her lovely 4K enhanced feathers if you're on an Xbox One X. With a birdie vision you can see for miles around. It's like strapping a GoPro to a pigeon, but 1000% more majestic. Of course, Senu's got more going for her than that. Another neat trick is standing still for a moment to let her land on your arm. Combine this with sitting on a horse to become one with nature. Throughout the game, you use Senu's lofty perspective to peer into enemy outposts and tag enemies, which lets you keep an eye on them, and she'll also harass foes by getting all up in their face, and can see literally every animal and trader around. Who knew birds were so nosy? Whether it's a crocodile sunning itself by the river or a merchant leading his wagon of wood around, Senu's got them clocked. Like, how does she know all of that? You get the feeling that the star of Origins isn't Bayek, it's Senu. She's the true brains of the operation. I reckon our eagle friend should have been the front and center on the game box all along.
Now, the animals in Edith Finch help you out, but they help you out in a really twisted way. Basically, Edith Finch is tracing her family tree to find out more about her very unlucky family. All have died young or in mysterious circumstances, and Molly Finch's room is the first that Edith stumbles upon. In it, we learn more about Molly Finch's last night on Earth. She tells us of her severe hunger, forcing her to eat anything she can find in her room, including hamster food, plants, and toothpaste. Scrumptious. Soon after, Molly takes the form of a furry feline and chases after a bird in an attempt to satisfy her hunger. You'll leap from tree branch to tree branch, majestically sailing through the air before you get a hold of the mother bird and eat her alive. Yeah, it gets twisted pretty quickly, huh? Your hunger still rumbles though, so you take the form of an owl, plucking up harmless bunny rabbits and eating them whole. See you in hell, Peter Rabbit. As the night progresses, you'll take the form of a shark and a giant snake monster, eating any seal or human being that crosses your path. Finally, Molly Finch's appetite has been satisfied, all with the help of those animals. Except, you know those berries and toothpaste she ate at the beginning when she was hungry? Yeah, those poisoned her, and all those animals, they were just hallucinations before she eventually died. At least the bunny rabbit didn't die, I guess? Yeah, too soon.
Horses. Very much the cars of the day, and in Battlefield 1, you've got yourself a full driving license to operate one. Don't be put off by the fact it's an animal, just think of the mane as the steering wheel and the tail as the indicator. Until World War I, horses were used in warfare for thousands of years, whether for reconnaissance, carrying supplies, or just charging directly into anyone unlucky enough to not be on a horse. That all changed with this war though, and with the arrival of heavy machinery like tanks on the battlefield, because in a fight between a horse and a tank, there's only ever going to be one winner. They call it no man's land, but it really should be no horse land, to be honest. That said, the horse is still pretty effective in Battlefield 1 as a scout, able to gallop you long distances in a short amount of time and take soldiers by surprise, and there's just something cool and old school about riding a horse into battle. I can imagine it was popular among the war's 90s kids, and by that I mean the 1890s.
When it comes to representing the animal kingdom, Tekken has to be the fighting game that comes out on top. And when it comes to animals getting beaten to a pulp, Tekken also gets the crown for that too. Swings and roundabouts. Choosing one of its formidable animal fighters will surely help you get ahead in the game. I mean, look at the size of them! Let's start with Kuma, the bear and bodyguard that has a powerful swing in his step and in his massive paws. This ain't no Winnie the Pooh. He's a similar fighter to his love interest, the creatively named Panda. Both have powerful jabs and loving bear hugs where they crush the life out of you and eat your face. Oh. Shout out to my personal favourite though, Roger Jr. This boxing kangaroo carries his son around with him in his pouch, and by the looks of his little baby boxing gloves, is teaching him the art of murder young. It's hard to feel cross at a kangaroo when he's kicking you in the face over and over again, when the sweet baby eyes of his son are staring up at you the whole time. Oh, that little scamp. Ah, yeah, there goes my nose.
When it comes to animal pals that help you out, Castle Crashers is absolutely full of them. From this little seahorse who helps you move through water quickly, to this dinosaur that helps you run around fast and live your Jurassic Park fanfiction to the fullest. My favourite has to be Rami though. I mean, look at how adorable he is. Don't let his cute squish face fool you though, he's an absolute brute. After finding Rami in the tall grass field level and defeating the bear boss, he'll join your noble cause. Being a ram, he likes to, well, ram into things. He'll charge full pelt at enemies, causing them decent damage and knocking them over, temporarily stunning them. This is super useful when you're being mobbed by a large group of enemies, as Rami knocks some of them down, although I'm not even sure if Rami would be enough for this giant evil cat of death. I mean, this water-loving feline punches you in the face, and that's just rude. How do I get him to follow me around every single level? Sorry Rami, but have you seen his teeth? Come back to me when your incisors are 6 feet tall.
Stardew Valley, a game that has stolen hundreds of hours of my life. But you know what? I couldn't have done it without the help of my farmyard animals. I mean, sure, looking after them is really time consuming, and technically growing crops is actually more financially beneficial, and also your dog doesn't actually do anything, but that's beside the point. So we'll start with my chickens. Every day they'll give you a delicious egg, which I then turn into mayonnaise. It's awkward that the chickens have to watch this process with their baby eggs, but you know, a farmer's got to make money somehow. I like to remind them that they're one bad egg day away from becoming a KFC Zinger burger. It seems to do the trick. Then there's my cows. Their scrumptious milk allows me to make cheese. I like to eat entire blocks of it in one go to fuel my farming before passing out with clogged arteries. Thanks, cows. Massive shout out to my dog too, who manages to constantly get in the way. As a prime example of a smart and loving creature, here he is running into my fence over and over again. What a guy! There is of course my horse, who is genuinely super helpful and gets me to the saloon as quickly as physically possible. Cheers, horsey. You're the real MVP.
So there we have it, some of the most awesome animals in video games. Make sure to let us know what your favorite is down in the comments below. And if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on another video.
And make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and check out last week's list feature whilst you're at it. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.